You know, a moment ago, we saw Ari Fleischer in the green room. Sure enough, he's now on the set. He is a Fox News contributor, former White House press secretary under George W. Bush, and a wonderful guy with a great suit. Ari, you're going to be outnumbered at noon. I can't wait. But before you that, a preview of what you'll say. First off, with the President of the United States, the winners and losers last night. Some people say it was Trump. What do you say?
Well, first, I've got to get my suit back to the rental company by 2 o'clock, so I've got to be on time.
Right.
Look, I think what you saw in all four debates, frankly, was a display of ideas that are going to push the American people away from all the Democratic candidates, regardless of who the nominee is. 3 ideas popped out. 1 is ban private insurance, 2 is decriminalize border crossing, and 3 is pay repatriations. These are all ideas that are losers for the Democrats. So the default is Trump.
Right.
Well, Biden did say if you cross the border illegally, then you deserve to go back home because you broke the law. He was the only one, I believe, on the debate stage that said that. And that resonates with a lot of the centrists, a lot of independents.
Well, and there's going to be a tension played out in the Democrat Party between electing the person who's farthest to the left, which is where all the energy is, and defeat Trump by electing whoever is the most winnable, electable. We're watching that tension play out in these debates, but so far the energy feels like it's on the left, doesn't it?
Well, there was a lot of energy last night aimed at Joe Biden because he's the front runner by a lot. He went, you know, he was the human piñata. Everybody was swinging at him. But ultimately, you say he won the night.
Well, Biden reminds me of a man who's treading water. And so far, he's treaded the water. But he ain't swimming anywhere. He's a weak front runner. They haven't been able to dunk him yet, but they're sure trying. I think he's going to eventually dunk himself. He's just not performing very well. Right. He's creating the opening for someone to emerge. And I think that someone will happen this fall, late fall, early winter, when the stage is down to 3, 4, or 5.
Who do you think it'll be?
Well, I still, it's open. It's too open to guess.
Andrew Yang.
Yang, I think, is most interesting when it comes to ideas, but I don't see him winning.
Yeah, he should get you $1,000 in the mail every month. It'll be fun.
I'd take it.
Yeah, it'll be great. Direct deposit. I'm going to see how I can do that, give him my routing number. Tulsi Gabbard came out, and her foreign policy, it's direct, but I think it's something I could not support. She went after the president, says he's supporting Al-Qaeda.
But if there was any one moment that popped for me last night, it was that. And this is exactly how media bias works. There should be a feeding frenzy against Tulsi Gabbard right now in the New York Times, the Washington Post, Associated Press, all the networks, everywhere. She said the President of the United States is supporting Al-Qaeda. This is the equivalent of somebody saying the President supports the Nazis.
Right. Let's hear it.
Not only have we not gone after Al-Qaeda, who is stronger today than they were in 9/11, our president is supporting Al-Qaeda.
His support and alliance with Saudi Arabia, that is both providing direct and indirect support directly to Al-Qaeda.
Your answer?
You know, next time President Trump says something where he goes over the line against a Democrat, remember this moment. The press will go into feeding frenzy against Trump, but they give her a pass. This should be a feeding frenzy. You don't say that the sitting president supports our enemies. And that's exactly what she did. It's reprehensible.
The day we kill his son, we were going supporting Al-Qaeda. This president's wiped out ISIS, which is a segment of Al-Qaeda.
It's an attack that's over the line. And if it wasn't for the fact it was against Trump, it would be a feeding frenzy if a Republican said the same thing.
So where do we go from here? What happens next?
Well, I think the Democrats have a real idea problem. The things that are going to endure from this primary, regardless of who wins, are those left ideas where even Barack Obama now has been passed by the energy of the Democratic Party. They're marginalizing themselves. Now, the good news here is campaigns work. Right. Campaigns are a display of ideas for the people to decide. And I think when these ideas are considered by the American people, they realize that Democrats are pushing themselves far, far to the left.
You know, Ari, you had the first set of debates by MSNBC where they had those, hey, can I see the hands business?
Yeah.
I like that. CNN said we're not going to do that. Why do you think that is?
There's a shield to protect the Democrats. So they recognize that when you ask everybody to put their hands up on behalf of a wacky idea, all the hands go up.
We saw the hands go up.
So CNN didn't want to do it. I think it's a legitimate way to quickly gather information.
Although Bernie threw his hands up yesterday. I remember he went like this.
Yeah.
And
if you say to yourself, I want more Ari Fleischer, and who doesn't? Good news. It's coming up at noon today. Ari, for the entire hour, he'll be the man in the middle, the one lucky guy, coming up at noon.